OMG, it's the last day of school.
Yes, sir.
So, not only is it the last day of school, it's the last day at their current school. Oh my god, I literally almost cried, like full-on super tears this morning when I dropped them off. Oh, Jelly, were you able to give Miss Scott her pencil?
Yeah.
Okay, good. So all the teachers got
She
their...
said, she wanted to say thank you to you, and that was so clever.
Clever.
Oh, Miss Soto says, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Alright. Well, the cool thing about all those pencils, which I don't know if you guys really understood, is that Mommy made every single one of them distinctly unique. Even if the only difference was like the eraser color, right? But if the eraser color was the same, then I changed the pattern a little bit. So like Coach Marin and Miss Scott had the same eraser color. I both made them pink. I just made them traditional eraser pink because they didn't give me their favorite colors. So I did one with 7 rows of stripes, and I did one with 5 rows of stripes. So that's what distinguished those two. And then all of the other teachers had a different color for their eraser.
I like all personalized.
And every teacher got their name put on there, including the vice principal and the principal. And the vice principal and the principal, I did theirs even more different by kind of doing like sort of horizontal, but it's more diagonal horizontal versus no, not horizontal, vertical. Vertical stripes versus horizontal stripes.
What's vertical?
Vertical is up and down, and horizontal is left and right. So the circular versus like the semi-diagonal-ish. And then Miss Soto was the super special one because she got a checker pattern. So she's the only one with the checker pattern. And I thought that one was pretty cool, actually.
I needed.
I quite fun suit myself on that one.
I thought they all have checker pattern.
Miss Soto is the only checker pattern. And then I was supposed to make one for Miss Clark too, but she disappeared on us, so.
School.
Tennis skill.
Which I think that's smart because her daughter does school.
Her daughter finished out the school. She might move her kid next year, but just let her finish the year out. And like you're moving now.
Not to brag, but I got a signature from the vice president himself.
Vice president or vice principal?
Vice principal.
Jelly, what are you doing? The vice principal. And what did the vice principal have to say to Jelly?
Just Mr. Silly.
That's all he wrote is just Mr. Silly.
Is that at least
No, wait.
S-I-L?
Mr.CILI.
Oh, that's not fun.
That's no fun.
Exactly.
He's actual Mr. Silly.
Did he put a smiley out?
No.
No. All he did was sign it. He didn't like write you a note or anything.
Yep.
That's not fun.
Man, did you get Miss Hollingsworth to sign it?
You got the bad news?
What's the bad news?
I didn't get it.
Because you didn't ask?
No, she was there. I wanted to ask, but then she ran away.
Away?
She ran away on me.
Oh, sorry, boo. Well, I knew we could have gone back. You could have had her sign it. Too late now.
No, we can always visit, actually.
We're running away.
Yeah, we can visit. Mr. Daly had some of his students visit him.
Where?
What? At the school.
Man. Mr. Blair and Miss Weed are gonna super miss Jelly, but I was just like, she's leaving no matter what.
Wait, this week's
Yeah. Before the musical. I was dropping you off. It was the Tuesday before the musical, and her and Mr. Blair were outside doing their morning routine, and they were both telling me how much they were going to miss having you. Especially since I don't know how long you've had Mr. Blair, but you've had Miss Weed since kindergarten, so.
Yeah, Mr. Blair, I think I had him for like 2 years, obviously. I think I had him 3 to 4 years.
Something like that.
That's right.
Yeah.
So she liked her pencil this morning. Mr. Blair liked his. I think all the teachers liked it. I mean, at least they said they did. Whether or not they actually did something different. I got to meet Miss Lucas. That was cool. I'd never met her before. I'd kind of seen Miss Scott around-ish, and I met Coach Marin during Christmas gifts when we were passing those out.
Yeah.
So I've seen him a total of 2 times. I think he was a host for one of the talent shows. So I hadn't met him, but I kind of like saw him a little bit. But and I'd seen Mr. Ciliberti around because he was PE teacher before he became vice principal, right?
I don't remember.
I think so. So I'd seen him around too, but didn't really know him very, very much from when he was the PE teacher either. So, and of course Miss Hollingsworth is like all over the place. She is the most well-known principal I've ever seen, ever. Like, I can't even remotely try to tell you the name of my past principals at any of my schools. But I can sure tell you yours. So, Hobie, your journey is going to be similar to Mommy's in that I went to school from kindergarten through 3rd grade and then went to a new school.
Wait, why?
But the school that I went to only went to 3rd grade. So like Jelena, I was going to be going to a new school regardless. And this is how I remember it. Maybe I'm wrong. But the school that I went to, supposedly, in my memory, and maybe my memory is messed up, but in my memory, it was K through 3.
How?
I don't know. And so I was gonna have to go to a new school regardless, and then my parents ended up buying a house, and I don't think they were doing open enrollment back then, or at least maybe my parents didn't want to worry about open enrollment because the neighborhood that we were in anyway wasn't the greatest. So when we moved, I just moved schools. Just did it because we didn't have a choice. I mean, we may or may not have had a choice. I'm not 100% sure on that. You have to understand the memories are 30 years old. My brain is fried. Thank you very much. Anyway, so I still remember the names of the girls that were my best friends at that school, though. Can you believe that? From 30 plus years ago. My 2 best friends were named Megan and Leah. Isn't that crazy? You guys now have Auntie Megan, and we had a chicken named Leah, who we no longer have. Sad face. I don't even remember how or why we named our chicken Leah. It just kind of happened. Leah. Anyway, so let me think. So I was at that first school from K through 3rd grade, and I had awesome grades, but I was not a great student.
You're quite the opposite of dad.
So my grades were great. I had, all A's. But I was getting detention like every single year.
That makes you feel like Miss Cordova had detention every single week when she was in 6th grade.
Every single week?
Yup.
Wow, that's intense. So it wasn't every single week, but I got in trouble a lot. I was a troublemaker. And you know what's hilarious? In kindergarten, I was actually ESL. Do you guys know what ESL is? English is a second language, which is now my primary language. And if you ask me to speak my original primary language, you're going to get practically nothing out of me.
Wait.
To speak just a little bit with my mom. Just an eensy-weensy bit.
What was your original language?
Laotian.
Oh, yeah.
And then if grandma talks to me, if Matau talks to me, I can kind of understand her. But to try and say stuff to her in a conversational manner, it's very stilted and stuttered, and it just sounds wonky.
Wait, English what?
English as a second language, ESL. So I did that in my kindergarten year. I went to ESL. And I think I only had to go 1 year and I was good. And that's when I learned my ABCs. So see, you guys, you learned your ABCs before I did. So congratulations. Well, dyslexia is just like this thing where your brain just sees letters and words in mixed up ways. Sometimes it's backwards, sometimes it's transposed. It's some people have it like really bad, where they have to actually like get taught how to distinguish and like try to rewire their brain a little bit so that the dyslexia can be overcome. And then a lot of people have like just a minute amount of it. So it's not something that happens consistently all the time. And, you accidentally make a mistake where you switch letters, or you see a B instead of a D, stuff like that. Yeah, it does happen to me sometimes, but that's okay. It's not enough to hinder your intellectual growth or anything like that. And, they said that Albert Einstein was dyslexic, so... Not bad. Alright, so after 3rd grade, we moved, and I finished through 6th grade. So I went 4th, 5th, and 6th grade, where I had straightened up, and I no longer got detention, and I was the good girl. But I didn't get straight A's. I didn't get straight A's again. I got a couple of B's in there for those 3 years. So I was the good girl behaviorally, but academically I wasn't quite there yet. I got a couple of B's. And I remember doing like science fairs and these projects after school and these big projects that I had to turn in. And Jelena, you didn't really do anything. Back in 1st grade, there was like the Disguise a Turkey project.
Yeah.
Wait, that was 2nd grade. No, 1st grade?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. 1st grade, yeah, because Hopi did Gobble the Astronaut, not this year, but not this school year, but last school year. So it had to be 1st grade.
A unit tournament this year.
We turned. Oh, yeah. So we had Gobble last year, and then we did a unit tournament this year, and so yeah, Gobble the Astronaut. That's what we named him. Remember? And then I wrote that whole children's story about it. Oh, we're gonna totally do Shadow Puppet on that too. It's gonna be so much fun. Oh my god, this summer is gonna be awesome. Anyway,
Shadow Puppet?
yes. Okay, so this video is off the chain. It's just in so many tangents. So there was this episode of Bob's Burgers where Luis did like this shadow puppet presentation of Amelia Earhart, and it gave me the idea that we were going to do shadow puppets, or maybe just regular puppets, I don't know, of the unit Owl Maid story, because I wanted to read the story and I wanted visuals, but we don't have it as an actual book yet, and Jelena won't illustrate for me. And Hopi offered to illustrate my buddy book, but I don't know how well she'd be able to illustrate my Una Owl Maid book. So we thought maybe we could just...
Mom,
What?
what did you say?
You never even offered. Okay. Okay, is that...
Yes, I did.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did.
Anyway, okay, is that your assignment this summer? Is to illustrate all of my short stories? Because I have 4. I have 4 children's stories right now. I'm about to have 5 with Buddy. You gonna be able to illustrate all 5 of my stories for me? Okay, and then we could do our shadow puppets, and we could do your illustrations. Yeah?
Yeah.
Is this how we're gonna roll? Okay. Okay, we'll see, guys. We will see. So now I'm like lost. What were we even talking about? Oh yeah, so we were talking about doing the puppetry thing because of what we saw on Bob's Burgers. We watched too much Bob's Burgers probably, but that's fine. That's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
It's okay.
It's fine. It's fine.
It's okay.
That's fine. Okay. So after 6th grade, and there was this one time in, I think it was 6th grade, we were supposed to do this like solar system thing. Maybe it was 7th grade. It was for science class, obviously, being the solar system. But anyway, it was like a last minute assignment. Well, it wasn't a last minute assignment. It was me working on it last minute. Because I am the queen of procrastination. Have been since birth, apparently. Yeah, listen. I have been the queen of procrastination since birth. Literally, I was 2 weeks late, y'all. 2 weeks late.
Oh.
I stayed in the stomach for 2 more weeks.
Why?
That doesn't sound right. That sounds like really, really long. Like, how can you possibly still 2 weeks? I don't know. And I was still...
You were queen of procrastination before you even born.
Yeah, exactly. And I was still only 6 pounds, 10 ounces. Both of these guys were bigger than me when they were born. And they were early. So, I have no idea what I was talking about anymore. Queen of procrastination and my solar system.
Yeah.
So my solar system, I had like probably 2 weeks to do it, and then like the night before it was due, I was like, Mom, Dad, I gotta go to Michael's. So we went to Michael's and we had a bunch of paint and styrofoam. We put it all together. I still got an A. Oh yeah.
Nice.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
I still got an A. Oh, and there was this other time. Hold on, before we go inside. There was this other time I had to do this project for English class. It was like a book report kind of thing, and decided to turn it into like a board game kind of thing. Night before it was due, I put it all together. I stole one of my old like Monopoly boards, and then I covered it with all the stuff, like the book report things and everything like that. And I wrote out the little bits and pieces and stuff, and made little characters for the game. And of course, I got an A. So anyway, do not follow my example though.
I will.
Do not follow my example.
I will.
Bye-bye.
But anyway, yeah, from 7th to high school, straight A's. Yes.
Bye-bye.
When I got a B on my midterm report, so my mom would get so mad at me. Anyway, I don't do that to you guys. I don't do that to you guys. Alright, bye!